Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to Civil Engineers YouTube channel. Today in this short video lecture, I would like to guide you about basic knowledge for civil engineers. This is part first. As you can see guys, the first one is about bricks. As you know, the brick is one of the important material in building construction. So before starting brick masonry, we put the bricks inside water to get full strength. So therefore, the water absorption of brick is limited to not more than 15%. If it absorbs more than 15% water, so it means this is second or third class brick. So it should not be more than 15%. This is the first one, okay? The second one is, guys, the minimum compressive strength of brick is 3.5 Newton per mm square. Before starting brick masonry or building construction, we should check the compressive strength of brick. So the minimum is 3.5 Newton per mm square. It should not be less than this. So if it is less than 3.5 Newton per mm square compressive strength, so it means this is not the first class or second class or third class, because maybe it is fifth or sixth class brick, okay? So therefore, before starting construction, so you should check the compressive strength of brick, okay? The next one is about weight of steel. Most of the students, they are confused about weight of steel. How to find quantity of steel for beam, column, slab. So for that, we have a specific formula, which is D square divided by 162, which can give you weight of steel in kg per meter. Remember guys, that the dia of steel should be in millimeter. So how you can calculate weight of steel in kg per meter for 1 meter steel rod? So D square. It means, for example, if you want to find the weight of steel for 12 millimeter steel rod, so 12 multiply 12. That's why, because in the formula we have D square divided by 162. Then you will get the value 0.88 kg per meter. So if you have 5 meter, if you have 10 meter steel rod, then you can find its weight easily with the formula of D square divided by 162. The next one is about also steel reinforcement. The binding wire required in steel reinforcement is 8 kg per ton. It means for 1000 kg steel rod, we required 8 kg binding wire to binding the steel reinforcement for slab, beam, column, etc. Okay, so it should not be less than 8 kg. That's why, because you will face more problems on construction site. So therefore 8 kg should be minimum for 1 ton steel rod, okay? Now guys, the fifth one is about lapping length. As you know, the lapping length is required inside beam, column, slab, because from factory we have the standard length of steel rod, which is about 40 feet or 12 meters. So therefore, when you want to increase the length of steel rod, so in that case we will overlap one steel rod with another. So in that case, the lapping is not allowed if the dia is larger than 36 millimeter. Otherwise you will face a problem. So for that you can use the coupler, or the other one is also the welding you can use. So the lapping is not allowed. So how the lapping is not allowed, let me guide you for that. So first of all, I will tell you guys, this is one steel rod, which is, for example, 12 meter, okay? So if you want to increase the length of this steel rod, so we will overlap the other steel rod. So here, this is lapping. So this lapping is not allowed, okay? If the dia of steel rod is more than or larger than 36 mm, if the dia is larger, okay? But for 12 mm, 16 mm, 20 mm, you are allowed to provide lapping, okay? So this is the point. The next one is, guys, about density of construction materials. This is important to know before starting steel structural design, because if you don't know the density of concrete, bricks, steel, so you will face the problem. So this is very important to know the density, okay? So therefore, guys, reinforcement concrete density is 2310 from 2310 to 2700 kg per meter. This is the density of, or you can say RCC, reinforced cement concrete. Okay, so this is the density of RCC. The next one is concrete block. As you know, we are using the concrete block. So the density of concrete block is 1920 kg per meter. Okay, so this is very important to know. The other one is bricks. So the bricks density is from 1600 to 1920 kg per meter. The other one is steel. So the steel density is 7850 kg per meter cube. Okay. So these are the density of construction materials. Main construction material are these which I have discussed in front of you. The next one is, guys, curing of concrete or concrete curing time. Remember, guys, for column, wall, vertical formwork, because as you know, for column we are using the vertical 4-side formwork. So the formwork should be removed after 16 to 20 hours. Otherwise, if you don't remove the vertical formwork, so you will face more problems. So therefore, it should be removed within 16 to 24 hours. Okay. The next one is about beam. So if the beam spanning up to 4.5 meters, so it should be removed after 7 days. So this is shuttering removal time. Curing. Okay. So this is for curing. The other one is, guys, beam spanning up to 4.5 meter. Okay. So from 16 to 24 hours. So the vertical formwork for that. Okay. So beam spanning up to 4.5 meter over 4.5 meter, it means 5-6 meters, so it should be cured for 14 days. The other one is arc spanning up to 6 meter, so you can start the curing, or you should do the curing up to 14 days also. So if the arc spanning is over 6 meter, then you can cure up to 21 days. So this is very important to know. Maybe someone asked this question in interview, so therefore you should remember. Okay. The next one is, guys, the 8th one is the minimum thickness of the slab is 125 mm, 125 millimeter. It should not be less than this. Otherwise, you will face more problems if the slab is designed for commercial building or domestic building, or for any type of building. So it should not be less than 125 mm. Okay, so this is minimum. So therefore you can increase, but you can't decrease the thickness of the slab from 125 mm. Now, guys, the next one is the last one, you can say, not the last one. The 9th one is, this is the 10th one. Okay, the 9th one is clear cover for concrete reinforcement, or clear cover to main reinforcement. So the first one is, guys, footing. So let me guide you for footing. Guys, you can see this is footing. Okay, inside the footing, this is column. Okay, this is footing, guys. Okay, so the footing concrete cover. Okay, so the concrete cover should be 50 mm, or you can say 2 inches. It should not be less than this. The other one is concrete cover for column 40 mm, for beam from 25 to 40 mm, or you can say from 1 to 1.5 inches. You can keep the concrete cover for beam. For staircase, especially for west, it should not be less than 15 mm, but you can increase about 25 mm, but this is minimum, which is 15 mm. The next one is for slab. So for slab, you can also keep same like beam, which is from 25 to 40 mm. Okay. Now, guys, the last one is about concrete grades. As you know, we have different grades of concrete, and different grades of concrete are using for different construction work. So therefore, M5. So what is M? As I told you in many videos, that M stand for mix. Okay, mix. And 15 is the characteristic, or 15 or 5 or any number is the characteristic strength of concrete after 28 days. After 28 days in Newton per mm square. Remember, guys, okay, this is very important to know. It means if you have M20 grade concrete, or if you want to construct any element from concrete, so if you want to use M5 grade concrete, so it means that the strength of the concrete is 5 Newton per mm square. After 28 days, you can achieve this strength. Okay, so for M5, we have 1:5:10, where 1 part is cement. So let me write here, 1 part is cement, 5 parts are sand, and 10 parts are aggregate. Okay, so therefore 1:5:10 is the ratio of M5. M7.5, the ratio is 1:4:8. For M10, 1:3:6. For M15, 1:4. For M20, 1:1.5:3, and for M25 1:1:2. Remember guys that M20 grade concrete are for beam, column and slab. For beam, column and slab, you're able to use or don't use less than M20 grade concrete. M20, where you can get, sorry for this, so it means 20 Newton per mm square is the compressive strength of concrete after 28 days. Okay, hope this short video can help you. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. Goodbye.